It was the smell of cheap paint that woke me up. Not coffee, not fresh morning air. Paint. Sharp. Chemical. Overpowering. I rushed outside in my robe, and there they were. 3 HOA board members in matching neon vests, laughing as they slathered bright beige paint over my dark oak fence. My fence. The one I stained myself every summer. I froze, staring at the streaks running down the panels like scars. My fence had just been vandalized, in broad daylight, by the very people who were supposed to uphold order. Be honest and tell me in the comments section, have you ever had a neighbor or HOA board member talk down to you like this? What did you do about it? I know what you're thinking. When's the revenge coming? Well, if you like revenge stories, you're about to love this one. My name's David Carter. I'm 46 years old, and I've lived in this neighborhood for just over 12 years. I bought this house for the same reason a lot of people do. Stability. A place to raise my kids. A place where my wife and I could finally put down roots. We wanted quiet weekends, barbecues in the backyard, family dinners on the porch while the sun went down, and for a while, that's exactly what we had. I paid off most of my mortgage, planted trees with my kids when they were little, even built that oak fence with my own 2 hands. That fence wasn't just wood and nails, it was sweat, weekends, and memories. So when the HOA decided they could march onto my land and paint over it without asking, they weren't just covering up brown with beige, they were disrespecting everything my family had built here. The HOA president, Brenda, smirked at me, brush dripping in her hand. Neighborhood. Policy, she said. That ugly brown wood doesn't fit our aesthetic. I tried to reason with them. You had no right to touch my property without my consent. Brenda chuckled, rolling her eyes. Oh, please. You should be thanking us. You homeowners are like children. We have to keep things clean and uniform. Otherwise, property values drop. And we can't have that, can we? Her friends laughed. My blood boiled. My fence, my land, my work. Mocked and erased like it was nothing. That moment, I knew something they didn't. Something that made me bite my tongue and smile. You see, by day, I'm not just another homeowner. What Brenda didn't realize was that the arrogance she displayed on my property would soon come back to haunt her in my courtroom. I'm a judge, and I decided I would deal with her the right way. When I started looking into her HOA, it didn't take long to uncover the truth. Brenda and her board weren't just bullies with paintbrushes. They were already under investigation for something far bigger. Fraud, misuse of funds, unlawful fines stacked against innocent homeowners. That was my checkmate moment. Now here's where it gets interesting. Those cases weren't originally mine. They'd been assigned to a colleague of mine, a judge I respect deeply. But once the committee reviewed my situation, it didn't take much effort for the case to be reassigned. After all, I had first-hand knowledge of how this HOA operated, so I bit my tongue that morning. I let her gloat, let her mock me, because the longer she ran her mouth, the sweeter the silence would be when justice finally hit. The days that followed were brutal. Brenda didn't just stop at my fence. I got letters, in the mail. HOA fines $100 for unapproved lawn ornaments. I had 2 flower pots. $250 for improper trash can storage. My bins were on the side of the house, same as everyone else's. $500 for non-compliant fencing. Yes, the same fence they painted. Brenda even came by one afternoon, standing in my driveway with her clipboard. You could make this all go away, she sneered. Just join the compliance committee. Play nice with us. Otherwise, well, let's just say the HOA has ways of dealing with stubborn neighbors. Her friends chuckled like a pack of hyenas. I clenched my fists, smiled politely, and said, I'm sure you do. Inside, though, I was counting down the days. I prepped my notes every night. The case files on the HOA stacked higher and higher on my desk. Misused funds, inflated dues, secret contracts with Brenda's cousin's construction company. Every page I flipped, every signature I read, fueled me. By the time the trial came, I didn't just want justice. I wanted Brenda to feel it. The day finally came. The courtroom was packed. HOA members on one side, angry homeowners on the other. The air buzzed with tension, like the whole room was waiting for a thunderstorm. Then, the bailiff called, "All rise!" And I walked in. Brenda's face went white. Her eyes darted, her lips trembled. For once she had no words. I sat down, adjusted my robe and said calmly, "Mrs. Martinez, it seems we meet again. Though I believe last time, you were busy painting my fence." Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Cameras clicked. Brenda stammered, You can't preside over this. This is—" I raised a hand. "This case has been assigned to me by the state, and I assure you, Mrs. Martinez, I am fully capable of remaining impartial." But deep down, everyone in that room knew. Her fate was sealed. The trial dragged for days. Witnesses came forward. Documents piled up. Evidence painted a picture uglier than any beige fence. Tens of thousands siphoned from HOA dues into Brenda's personal accounts. Illegal fines issued to homeowners who questioned her authority. Fraudulent maintenance fees pocketed under the guise of community beautification. When the final judgment was read, it wasn't just numbers on paper. It was thunder. The HOA was dissolved. Brenda was fined heavily, barred from ever serving on a board again. Civil suits followed, even whispers of criminal charges, and as part of restitution, the HOA was ordered to repair every property they damaged, starting with my fence. The contractors showed up weeks later. Not Brenda's cousin this time, licensed professionals. They tore down every slat of that beige-painted mess, replaced it with brand new oak panels, stained rich and dark, the way I wanted. And as I stood there watching, I couldn't help but think of Brenda's words. "You should be thanking us." So when I passed her on the street months later, head hung in shame, I smiled and said, "Thanks, Brenda. That fence looks better than ever." Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you have thanked Brenda the way I did? Or rubbed it in even more? I read everyone. And if you've ever dealt with HOA abuse, hit that like button and subscribe to HOA Traps so more people can see just how far these groups will go.